ברשות קהל הקדוש, ברשות כל המסובים, בזכות רבי שמעון בר יוחאי, בעזרת השם, השם שגיב אז ברכה, הצלחה, שפע, בריאות, גם את הברכה ליוסף בן שוקרלה ומרים, וגם יצחק בן דניאל, דניאל בן יצחק, יוסף בן דניאל, הקדוש ברוך הוא תשפיע לכם חוט של חסד, ברכה, הצלחה, בזכות רבי שמעון בר יוחאי, גם תברך את הקריר דניאל בן משה, בן מיכאל, וגם איגר אליהו בן נדיה, סלמון בן נדיה, הקדוש ברוך הוא תשפיע לכם חוט של החסד, כל הברכות בתורה, וגם תברך את מרדכי בן זכריה, בזכות רבי שמעון בר יוחאי, תשפיע עליו הרבה פרנסה כדי לעבוד השם יתברך בשמך בטוב לבב, וגם תברך את אהרון בן אריאל, תלך בספר, בתורה, במעשים טובים, שיגדל בתורה ויראת שמיים בעזרת השם, כל ההשפעות, כל השפע בעזרת השם יתברך. וגם תברך את כל מי שמשתתף כל היום בלימודים, הקדוש ברוך הוא בזכות רבי שמעון בר יוחאי, בזכות בנו רבי אלעזר ברבי שמעון, הקדוש ברוך הוא תן לנו שפע, כל הפרדס תורה, יראת שמיים, תתרחק מיצר הרע, תדבק ביצר הטוב, ושנאה וקנאה ותחרות וכעס וגאווה, הקפדה, הקדוש ברוך הוא תבטל כל הגזרות רעות, תן לו משיח צדקנו עכשיו, we want משיח now, we want משיח now, ריבונו של עולם, בזכות רבי שמעון בר יוחאי, וכן יהי רצון ורומר אמן. אלף הבדלות בין המתים לחיים, תברך את הכל, עמו ישראל, טוב שם, שם טוב, יום ממוות, יום מוולדו, הוא ירחם על נפש רוח נשמה. הסבא יעקב בן ישוב בן יוסף, אשרי בכורו, וגם תברך את הבריס בכור בן קסיו, דוד בן קסיו, בחיים בן קסיו, וגם מורד אמך של מרדכי, אשרי עירון, בחיי בן בת יהודה, רוח השם בגן עדן עליון, עם כל הצדקניות יושבים עם גן עדן עליון, שרה רבקה רחל, וכן יהי רצון ונאמר אמן. וגם תברך את סולימן שלמה הכהן בן תמר, רוח השם תנחנו בגן עדן הוא וכל השוכבים עמו בכלל רחמים והסליחות, וכן יהי רצון ונאמר אמן. So we continue with the learning of the Rabbi Shimon Bar Yochai. חג שמח, זה שמחה גדולה לעם ישראל. שמירת שבת סגולה שלא ישקע אדם בששת ימי מעשה בחומריות העולם. It says following like this, when a person is keeping the Shabbat k'ilchata, he's learning the halacha, Siman 242 in the Orach Chaim. And he says when he comes to the everyday, Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, he's not going to be inside the tumah of the chomriyut, which means of the physicality. על ידי קושי שיבוד מצרים שקעו ישראל במ"ט טומאה שערי טומאה. We know in Eretz Mitzrayim, when we're in a 49, there's a 50 gates of the Kedusha, 50 gates of the Tumah. Nun Sha'arei Binah, Nun Sha'arei Tumah. He says, we were in a Memted Sha'arei Tumah. We're in a 49 gates of the Tumah. Because we're in a 49 gates of the Tumah, we did not have Yeshua Dat. We could not able to concentrate what we need to do in life. When a person goes through difficulties, Chas v'Shalom is sick, he doesn't know how to go through these difficulties. It's en lo Yeshua Dat. He doesn't have concentration. The most important when we do Avodat Hashem, it has to be concentration. רחש ליבי דבר טוב לבאר דרך עבודה, לכך נשגב השווה לכל הנפש הטעם ששלח הקדוש ברוך הוא את הרשב"י ורבי אלעזר בנו, את אליהו הנביא בלבוש שהוא סבא. Why he says the Akadosh Baruch Hu sends Eliyahu Hanavi when Rabbi Shimon Bar Yochai and Rabbi Elazar Beno comes out from the Ma'ara, which means from the cave, when he comes out from the cave, and he sends Eliyahu Hanavi like a Saba, like an old guy, Saba Kadisha. שהרץ בערב שבת עם שני חדשים, יעטו חדשים, like we learned yesterday. אחד כנגד זכור ואחד כנגד שמור. One is כנגד זכור, which means you have to remember. The other one is שמור, to keep. כדי ליישב דעתו של רשב"י, שיקבל בהבנה מה עוסקים ישראל בחיי שעה בימי חול. And he says, Rabbi Shimon Bar Yochai not able to concentrate. How people could leave the Torah in a mitzvah and going for the word, for the running for the work. And he cannot understand it, he cannot comprehend it. אף על פי יסוד נפלא, לימדנו משנתנו טהורה של רבנו הקדוש חזו מלובלין. חוזה מלובלין, זכותו יגן עלינו, אשר ראוי כל איש ישראל לשונן את הדברים שיהיו עד שיגורים על ליבו. He says, we have to know what the חזון מלובלין says, that we have to know whatever he says, it has to be memorized until we're not going to understand in our heart what is it that Chachamim trying to tell us. נקדים מקרא מכתוב בפרשה וירא, בפרשה שמות, פרק ו', פסוק ב', וידבר משה לפני אדוני לאמור, הן בני ישראל לא שמעו עליי, ואיך ישמעני פרעה ואני ערל שפתיים. משה רבנו comes to הקדוש ברוך הוא, and he says, excuse me, if Am Israel is not listening to me, how can Am Israel if not listening to me? How is the Pharaoh Merusha, he's going to listen to me? He says, it's impossible. If my own people are going to not listen to me, what do you think, the Goyim are going to listen? And that's what Moshe Rabbeinu comes to who? To the הקדוש ברוך הוא. פירוש רש"י, זה אחד מעשרה קל וחומר בתורה. We know we have one of the 10 קל וחומר from the Torah. קל וחומר, which just means we learn the law that is easy. From the easy, we learn something hard. Or from hard, something easy. תמהו מפירושים, הלא קל חומר ג'ס לו פרחה. שהרי בני ישראל לא שמעו את משה מחמת קושי שיבוד כתוב. The reason Am Israel not able to hear Moshe Rabbeinu, because they were so into work, and the work was so hard, they're not able to concentrate to Moshe Rabbeinu. Whatever he's saying, they're not accepting it, because the work was so hard. They were too busy. And that's what happens to our life. We're too busy. We're busy. וידבר משה כן אל בני ישראל ולא שמעו את משה מקוצר רוח מעבודה קשה. He says the reason Am Israel did not listen to the Moshe Rabbeinu alav hashalom, mikotzer ruach me'avoda kasha. Kotzer ruach, which just means not patient. They were not patient. That's the most important thing, to be a patient. And they were not patient. And same thing in our generation. We have no patience. Any shiur you want to give, 10 seconds shiur. This is the shiur needs to be. 10 seconds, that's it. I don't have 20 minutes to listen. You have something short? 1 minute. What do you have, something short? Quick, make it nice, quick and fast. מקוצר רוח מעבודה קשה. אם כן, פרעה שלא שייך אצלו טעם זה. But he says a beautiful pshat over here. He says, Am Israel was shibud בארץ מצרים. They were working so hard day and night. But the Pharaoh, Moshe Rabbeinu says to Pharaoh John, he says to Hashem, Moshe Rabbeinu, he's not going to listen to me. But Pharaoh does not work hard. He must listen to you. The reason the Jewish people is not listening to you, because they have no patience and they work so hard. But Pharaoh is a king. He doesn't work no hard. So mashma, he is going to listen to you. וכן, לא שייך אצלו טעם זה, יכול להיות שכן ישמע בקולו של משה. ביאור החוזה מלובלין, בדברי אמת, בהקדים לבאר פסוק בפרשה שמות ה' א'. He says in a פרק ה', פסוק א'. He brings the פסוק. ואחר בא משה ואהרון ואמור אל פרעה. כה אמר השם אלוקי ישראל, שלח את עמי ויחגו לי במדבר. He says, Moshe Rabbeinu, Aaron comes into Pharaoh, and he says, please, send my nation, and we're going to go to מדבר. ויצב פרעה ביום ההוא את הניגשים בעת ההיא שוטרים לומר, לא תאספון לתת תבן לעם ללבון לבנים כתמול שלשום. He says, Pharaoh, from day to day's date, all the Jewish people is going to work hard. Don't give him no kash v'teven, don't give him no straw to build the walls, to build the walls like we did previously. He says, Kol shotrim, all the police, everything, coronavirus today, stay away from all the kash and all the straw. Do not give it to him. Don't give him nothing to build. Make sure they're going to find everything to build. Nirpiim hem alken tzoakim lemor. And they were lazy, they say. The Pharaoh says now they're lazy, Jewish people. Now give him more abodah. They're already working 24 hours, but give him more. They're lazy. Nirpiim hem. Hem tzoakim lemor nenchanu yizachah leilakenu. You know what they said? Let's go and scream to Hashem. Tzoakim la Hashem. Until we're not going to tzoek, until we're not going to what? We're not going to scream to Hashem. Tzoakim through the tefillah, to the bechi. It's a beautiful pshat that I heard, that Bechi Elyon, Bechi Tachton. He says, when HaKadosh Baruch Hu, Mesheshet Yemei Bereshit, he have deal at a Mayim Elyonin with Mayim Tachtonim. He says, he make the difference between the higher water and the lower water. The lower water, he says, is when a person, Bechi, when he cries, that water goes upstairs to Shamayim. This is the Mayim Tachtonim. When a person is praying and he crying to Hashem, V'atzakim et Hashem, he's going to open the gates and bring in the Mashiach and Ayla Tzaratenu. It's only going to happen if we're going to scream to Hashem like it happened in Mitzrayim. But 2,000 years we're in a Galut. Almost 2,000 years in a Galut. Are we screaming to say, Hashem, please give us Mashiach? And Pharaoh says, when Am Israel says, we're going to go bring a korban to Hashem, he says, these people shakranim, mishakrim, they are liars. ויש תמוה איזה תועלת חשב פרעה להשיג בכך שכבד עבודה על האנשים. When Moshe Rabbeinu came to Pharaoh, he says, excuse me, review my nation, redeem my name, I'm going to take him out. He says, no, excuse me, sir. We're going to give him 24 hours. They're not going to pay attention to Hashem. What we're going to do? We're going to do media. We're going to do so many with destruction. It's going to be so many destruction for the person. Disturbation. He's going to disturb. We're going to disturb them. Once we're going to disturb people, like we do right now, what's going to happen? We can't concentrate. The best thing to do is disturb. We need to disturb. This is Johnny Depp's. He's a movie star. He's getting through divorce. Through divorce, now it's all over the news. Who cares he's getting divorced? But everybody watching, 30 million views watching. How he's getting divorced? Kelef mikulav narkamanim. Drug addicts, druggies, alcoholics, but everybody is watching. What we're doing? They're making us what? All the time they're making us busy. Disturbing, busy. The war with the Ukraine, the war with the Putin, the NATO, the this, the Israel. It's never going to stop. And he says, same thing to Pharaoh, he did. He said, excuse me, Moshe Rabbeinu, you want to take him out? Kol hakavod. I will let you take him out. But in one condition. They're going to be 24 hours working. They're not going to even know what they're saying. They not even know what's going to be happening to them. That's what they said, Pharaoh. הלא יתערו בהם רצון עוד יותר גדול להשתחרר בבלי שיבוט בכל מיני דרכים. He says when a Pharaoh gave him the avodah kasha, they start screaming to Hashem. They said, now, Atkan, finish, no more. We need to be free from the Mitzrayim. We need to be free from the Mitzrayim. When a person makes his decision in his head that said, I'm free from all the problems, that means he's going to be free. Because the brain of a person is the jail of the person. Whatever he makes in his brain, that's what's going to happen. בכל מיני דרכים מואר חזון, החוזה העניין בזה על פי מה שכתוב, ולא יכולו להתמהמה. And they say, the pasuk in the Shemot Yud-Bet Lamed-Tet, it says Jewish people not able to concentrate. Not able to concentrate. There's no concentration. ביור בסידור האריזל. It says, בהגדה של פסח רבי יוסי, כי בני ישראל שקעו ממצרים מ"ט שערי טומאה. He says, in Mitzrayim we're in the 49 gates of the Tumah. What does it mean we're in the 49 gates of Tumah? Like it says, Milublin, Jose Milublin says that when we cannot able to concentrate, we are too busy, we're too much disturbed, that's considered we're not able to concentrate. And that's what means we're in a Memtet Shari Tumah. Not concentration, not pay attention to things needs to be paid attention. והיו נשארים עוד בגלות מצרים והיו שוקים בנון שערי טומאה ולא היו יכולים לצאת משם לעולם. He says, חס ושלום, if Jewish people would stay another second, they will be in a Mitzrayim the whole rest of our life. We're able to what? The Goyim able to control us the rest of our life. And chas v'shalom, we have no redemption. As we see in the time of the Mashiach. They're trying to do everything in the world, as most of the world, that we're too busy with what? With the phones. You look at the phone, you go outside right now, you take a camera, everybody not looking upstairs, not looking to the sky. Everybody on the phone. Every chance they get a free chance, they get on the phone. Why? Because this is the destruction of our world. וצעיר ביור איך באמת נפלו ישראל בני אברהם, יצחק ויעקב מאיגרא רמה, מרמום קדושים עד לבירה עמוקה, מ"ט שערי טומאה. He says, excuse me, our forefathers Abraham, Yitzchak, Yaakov. Abraham, Yitzchak, Yaakov teach to the Yud Bet Shuvatim, to the 12 tribes. And the 12 tribes to teach to their kids. How are we able to fall from Abraham, Yitzchak, Yaakov, what fought with Avodah Zarah, fought with Nimrod. Yitzchak Avenu fought for what? He says in 37 years old, Kachet bin Chayed Yechidecha, we're going to bring a korban. And right now we're in Mitzrayim, 210 years, and all of a sudden we come to the Nun Sha'arei Tumah, on a 49th gate of the Tumah, which means before the Nun Sha'arei Tumah. We come in the 49th gates of the Tumah. How are we able to do that? What we have all the time, we say, oh, we're going to send our kids to college, don't worry. They're not going to assimilate. We have Bukharians. We have a tradition. We know what we're saying, we have no idea what we're saying. If we are kids of Abraham, Yitzchak, Yaakov, if we are Yaakov, Gracie's sons, 12 Shuvatim, Shiftei Yah, Kodesh Kodeshim, and we're able to fall in Egypt, why? Because we were not concentrated, what Abba said. And he says, how can Jewish people go to such a tumah? ועל ידי שאיבדו שעבדות קשה למצרים מקולקולים המשחיתים במעשיהם, שעבוד זה השפיע לרע גם ברוחניות של ישראל. When the Jewish people was in Mitzrayim, this spiritual also got what? Got destroyed for Jewish people. לפי זה מובהר חוזה מלובלין בלשון קודשו, שכוונתו לפרעה הייתה בעבודתה בהם לשובדו על ידי תחתיו. He says, Pharaoh, the whole thing was that the Jewish people should work on him all the time. רוצה להיכנס על ידי זה ננו שערי טומאה, רחמנא ליצלן. And Pharaoh wants to bring to the Jewish people to the 50th gate of the Tumah. And we have to understand, how did Pharaoh knows what's a 50th gate Tumah? We don't even know, some of us, what means 50th gate of Tumah. We don't even know, Chas v'shalom, 50th gate of Kedusha. How does the Pharaoh knew what's the 50th gate of the Tumah? So they know, in order for them to be like God, what do you need to be? They need to be in control. So how they be in control? When they bring in the people to the Tumah. So we see, in the social media, most of the time in the social media, they'll show ladies like a dogs without the clothes. Why they want to do it? The wife, I'm sorry, she's not so good looking like what we see in the social. Then we have a different thoughts. Then we have a shalom bayit problem. Then we start looking for other stuff. So this is considered what? They want this to be happen. So they want, when you do such a thing, you become control. How you become control? You separate people. You separate families. That's how you become control of other people's family. That's how you become control of people, kids, chas v'shalom, rachmana litzlan. When a person goes, chas v'shalom, through divorce, who suffers? The kids, without father and a mother. They don't pay attention. The father worries about him. The mother, of course we worry about the kids. But it's not the same way when you have a family put together. When a family, mother and a father is together, nobody could come and take chas v'shalom the kids. But if the father and the mother is separate, the goyim comes in and takes the kids chas v'shalom. And what happens? That's how they're able to goyim to get the control through the separation. And he says, Ad shi be'emet hayu b'mem tet sha'arei tumah. And Pharaoh able to bring the Jewish people to the 49 days gates of the Tumah. ואם היו מתעכבים עוד רגע אחר שמשתקעים חס ושלום לא יכלו להתמהמה. And he says, חס ושלום, if Jewish people have been in the 50th gates of the Tumah, we're not able to concentrate. We're not able to know what's happening in the world. The Torah only opens our eyes. I don't care who says, I don't care what says. The Torah opens for eyes the eyes. As we see, when we learn Torah, we know, wow, this guy is saying sheker, he's a liar. This guy is saying emet. How? If we're learning. If we're not learning, we would not know what's emet, what's sheker. Chinuch da ki adam nifal kifi pulatav. He says, a person, it says, his chinuch, which just means is educational, the way they educate him, the parents. He says, Chinuch kida, ki adam nifal kifufo la'atav. A person works according to what they give it to him, what to work with. נרחיב ביור הדבריו קדושה שהוא יסוד גדול בחיי היום ויום שלנו. He says, this is the most foundation in our daily life, every day. כי כאשר נתבונן נראה שכך הוא דרכו של הטבע של העבד. He says, this is the דרכו, this is the way of the עבד, of the slave. What the slave is, משעבדים אותך בפרך ושלולים ממנו את כל החירותו. He says, עבד, what they do to him, they give him so much work. And they say, we're going to give you so much work, you're going to have no freedom. When in 2019, COVID-19 comes in, little bit by little bit, they take our freedom. Freedom here, we don't see it. It takes little bit by little bit, loss over here, loss over there. Little bit by little bit, what they want to do, Chas v'shalom, we're missing again Pharaoh. Again, it's happening. The history repeats itself. No, but people dying. You know how many people died in the Mitzrayim? Let me explain to you guys. Bishud Rabotai. Let me explain to you. Pharaoh used to shecht 150 kids in the morning, 150 kids at night, because he had a tzarat, leprosy. He used to deepen the blood. 300 kids. He used to kill a day. Kids. We're not talking about corona, somebody had a virus, he went to the hospital, he died older or respiratory. 300 kids. Jewish, only Jewish people. Afterwards he did also to me. 300. How many years he did this? Rabotai? 130 years he did this. Kuf Lamed Shanim, 130 years. 130 years he did. If we count 300 kids, 130 kids, 300 Pharaoh. No, because the only way he could fix the leprosy is through what? Through go inside the blood. And the blood and the leprosy, that's what's going to happen. And that's what they did in Egypt. Okay? Not only that, I'm sorry to tell you guys. You see, instead of putting inside the walls, put it concrete, they used to put the kids inside the walls. Everything happening. What they're doing, right now the Supreme Court, they made a ruling, no abortion. Democrats say. New Jersey, New York says, I'm sorry. It's my body, I could do anything I want to do. You come to us, we do abortion, I'm going to put the law. I'm going to, Phil Murphy, the governor of the New Jersey, I'm going to put a law. You're going to come, you do abortion, Rahmanan Etzlan, through us. Come through us, we're going to do through insurance for free for your abortion. Who? New Jersey governor. What he says, this is the Pharaoh. But excuse me, you're living in a Goyim country, let him have abortion. Over there is the Jewish lady, Chas v'shalom, also. We're not allowed to do abortion. In any given situation, the only way a person allowed to do abortion, Chas v'shalom, if a mother is right now in a labor room. In that labor room, it says either the kid or the mother, you have to save the mother. In that situation. But not to say the kid is all of a sudden he has a what? He has a Down syndrome. He does not going to have a hearing. Who you know? What you know? So they put a needle inside. And no, you don't know what you're talking about. I'm a doctor, I know. You're Erev Rav doctor. You're a doctor that belongs to the Pharaoh. Abortions are not allowed to do it. And that's it. A person needs to go to the rabbi and ask the question. But right now, the Baruch Hashem, the Supreme Court says no abortion. But the New Jersey governor, he says what? You come to my city, New Jersey, you live in Hawaii, you live in Miami, you come to me, you're going to have abortion. Don't worry. Not only that, the insurance company will pay for it. This is the Pharaoh. Rashaim and Rushaim. We're living right now in a time of the Egypt. What they want to do, they want to take a little bit like an Evid. They want to take our freedom away, and they want to do like in Egypt. It's everything repeated the history. שבכל שהוא מרבה לאבד את החירות הגוף על ידי שהוא מוכרח לשעבוד אל כוחו לחוד לאדונו. He says the more they're going to take away our freedom, the more we have to work for them, for the master. For who? For the humans. Make them rich. As long as they're rich, they're sitting by you, you're going to be like a eved. You're going to be like a slave. כך הוא מאבד את בד בבד יותר ויותר גם את החירות נפשו. Not only they're starting from the body, they're going to say, you're going to work, you're going to work, you're going to work. It's 7:05. But we're going to go work. We're going to go work. We're going to work. 7:05 in the morning. What we have to open at 7:05? Grocery store. What do we have? He says when a government and anybody takes away the freedom, automatically they take away the freedom of your choice of the neshama also. Listen, how can you go pray? Listen, I need to go to work, 7 o'clock. I cannot pray shacharit. But Hashem says shacharit. I cannot go to mincha 4 p.m. during the winter time. Cannot do it. This is Pharaoh. That's what they want to do. I'm too busy. עד שימשך זמן יקנה קניין נפשו, לרכוש את תוכנות נפשו, מחשבתו של אדונו. He says, until the master, what we would do, he would make the person to be as a slave. והנה מצינו מקור ברור להיריון נשגב בדברי חינוך מצוות ט"ז. חינוך says in מצוות 16, שכתוב לבאר טעם שציווה הקדוש לקיים כל כך הרבה מצוות, זכר ליציאת מצרים. Mitzvah Chinuch says in the Mitzvah 16. Why did Hashem talks about Zecher L'Yetziat Mitzrayim so many times? We talk about in the morning, Baboker, Ba'erev. Why are we talking about all the time Zecher L'Yetziat Mitzrayim? Why we have to remember the Egypt with all we have so many Baruch Hashem mitzvot. But out of all so many mitzvot, we have to remember all the time is in Egypt. כי ריבוי פעולת משפעים עד מחשבות ליבו, וכן לשון קדשו. He says, if we're going to get busy with the mitzvot, with machshava of kedusha, the goyim and all the things that they want to take away the freedom, they would not take away our freedom. But the rabbi is also with this. Why is that? Because they're getting paid. If they're not getting paid, if they're going to do the truth, it's going to be the truth. ואתה בני בינה ושמע זאת והייתה אוזניך שומעך. למדך הועיל בתורה ומצוות, דע כי אדם נפעל כפי פעולותיו, וליבו כל מחשבותיו תמיד אחר מעשיו שהוא עוסק בהם אם הוא טוב ורע. If a person does something good, his machshava, his thoughts, his heart, he's going to be doing with the mitzvot, that means all the time it's going to be good. But if chas v'shalom is going to be bad, like it says, mitzvah goreret mitzvah, mitzvah brings a mitzvah, avira brings a avira, the sin brings a sin. אפילו רשע גמור בליבו כל יצר מחשבות ליבו, רק רע כל היום. Like it says in the Torah, in the Bereshit, it says that a person, his machshava, his thought, he is born already bad. He's born already bad. If he's born bad, what can I do? I'm the product of society. Look at me. Hashem says, in the Masechet Kiddushin, Daf Lamed, it says, Barati Yetzer Hara, I created the Yetzer Hara. Barati Tavlin Torah, I created the Torah. To Torah hem kemchem chayenu v'orech yamenu. Im yareh rucho v'yasim ishtadlut v'yosek batmada b'torah mitzvot. If a person really continuously learning Torah and doing mitzvot, afilu shelo leshem shamayim, he does for spending time, he does for eating, he does not does for Hashem. He does it. אפילו שלא לשם שמיים, מיד נינטה אל הטוב מתוך שלא לשמה בא לשמה. He says from the bad thoughts and the machshava that he has, he's going to come to the good thoughts. Even he comes for shiur, for his own gava. At the end, he's going to be what? For the lishma, for the sake of Hashem. בכוח מעשיו ימיד יצר הרע, כי אחר הפעולת נמשיך הלבבות. He says, בכוחו מעשיו, he says, when a person goes and does mitzvot ma'asim tovim, he's able to bury the יצר הרע. אפילו אם יהיה אדם צדיק גמור, לבוא ישר ותמים, חפץ בתורה ומצוות, אם יעסק תמיד בדברים של הדופי, כאילו תאמר דרך משל, שהכריחו המלך מינו באמונה רעה. He says, חס ושלום, if a tzaddik, he's working all the time for Torah or mitzvot, not chas v'shalom, not working for Torah. He's working for Torah mitzvot. And right now, king comes in and he says, listen, you have another emunah, you have another things in this world. You have to try something else. Baomer, כל העוסקיו תמיד כיום באותו אמונתו, ישוב לזמן מן הזמנים מצדקו להיות רשע גמור. כי ידע דבר אמת שכל האדם נפעל כפי פעולותיו. He says, we know every time a person does something, he does according to his deed, and as according to his deed is going in his life. והנה יש בזה ביור דברי החוזה מלובלין, שעל ידי שיבדו ישראל, שיבוד מוחלטת במצרים. So what will happen? שיבוד מוחלטת. We were 100% inside the Egypt, inside the נ"ט שערי טומאה. שהיו שורש הטומאה, איבדו את הערך עצמי. חוזה מלובלין says, we forgot who we are. We forgot that we are kids of the Abraham, Yitzchak, Yaakov. We forgot that we are kids of the 12 Shuvatim. We forgot. How can we forget? Because they were so busy inside the work, like we have. Like we say, the time is ticking, the money is clocking, right? But the life is not stopping. שקעו בטומאת מצרים בחינה כי אחרי פעולותיו נמשכים הלבבות. זה נשכיל להבין כוונת פרעה ואמרו. In the Paro it says, in the Shemot Aleph, Tet, Pasuk, Perek Aleph, Pasuk Tet. הנה עם בני ישראל רב ועצום ממנו. He says, עם ישראל is so big and so many of them. במצרים את בני ישראל בפרך. They were working so hard, they're not able to pay attention. וימררו את חייכם. The bitter the life. בעבודה קשה בחומר הלבנים. כי חשוב מחשבתו רעה שלידי קושי שיבוד יצליח שישקיע את ישראל בנון שערי טומאה כדי שלא יכלו יצאת משם לעולם. That's why he says, Pharaoh, the whole purpose was to destruct them, disturb them. Through disturbance, destruction, what you're able to be, you're able to control. תכבד עבודה לאנשים כדי שישקעו בנון שערי טומאה. נראה להביא הדברה ברורה מקרא, פרשת ויתחנן. It says in פרשה ויתחנן, דברים ד' כוח. ועבדו השם אלוקים מעשה ידי אדם, עץ ואבן אשר לא יראון ולא ישמון, ולא יאכלו ולא ירחון. פירוש רש"י, so it says, ועבדו שם אלוהים מעשה ידי אדם. So people, Hashem, remind us, please do not work for trees, please do not work for other gods like Evan, stone, and something that you did not hear, did not see. כי תרגומו, מאסתם בעבדה לעבדיהם כאילו אתם עובדים להם. לנו דברים ברורים כאשר עובדים משועבדים לעבודה זרה, יש בכך השפעה גדולה מי שעבד בשבילם. על כך נחשב כאילו עובד עבודה זרה. If a person is continue going with the physicality, it's like doing עבודה זרה. Like it says, עץ ואבן לא עבדו. עץ ואבן, which means that we want more. It's no problem having a more. It's no problem to having buildings. It's no problem to be rich. It's the problem what is gonna do to you. And that's what people are forgetting. I'm not telling you should not be rich. I'm not telling you should not have airplanes. I'm not telling you, the Rambam says, no such thing. You're supposed to be rich. You're supposed to be have. What's going to happen to you? If you're going to go to the Kedusha, Torah, Mitzvot, Ma'asim Tovim, Kol HaKavod. But most of the people, when it happens to them, so much money, so much shefa, they don't know what to do. What does it mean they don't know what to do? Drugs, cheating, lying, stealing, killing. It happens everything to the person. And Hashem says in Sefer דברים בכפר. וזה הרב מלובלין, כאשר רואה פרעה את בני ישראל מסכימים ללכת עם משה במדבר כדי לסבוח להשם. Pharaoh saw he's losing עם ישראל. That עם ישראל says we're going to go to Moshe with Moshe Rabbeinu, what we're going to do, we're going to bring קורבן להשם. השכיל להבין מזה עדיין לא שקע בנון שערי טומאה. From here we learn that עם ישראל still had a chance, they did not want depths in a נון שערי טומאה. כי היו כבר שוקים שם, לא היו מבקשים לסבוח קורבנות להשם. If there were חס ושלום Jewish people in נון שערי בינה, טומאה, they would never come to the לסבוח להשם, bringing קורבן להשם. לכן, שעת עצן בנפשו לקבל עוד יותר עבודה לישראל, כדי שיעלה קושי שיבוד, ישקע עמוק יותר בטומאה. That's why when Moshe Rabbeinu came and he says, reveal my nation, he says, no, excuse me, I'm going to give him even more work. Don't give him nothing. They're going to go find themselves. Make him more busy. בהיותם כבר שוקים בנון שערי טומאה, במ"ט שערי טומאה. היה שקוע עתה בנון שערי טומאה ולא יצאו ממצרים לעולם. זה אמר, כי נרפים הם, על כן הם צועקים לומר נרחב נזבק אלי אלוקינו. And Pharaoh says, they were lazy Jewish people, and they're going to go, they're screaming to HaKadosh Baruch Hu, and they're going to go and they're going to bring korban to HaKadosh Baruch Hu. תכבד עבודה על אנשים ויעשו בו ויעשה ישועה בדברי שקר. And he says, go make them, and make sure they're not going to go to Emet. They're going to, all the time it's going to be in a שקר. כי אם תכבד עבודה שיעבדו יותר במצרים, ישקו בנון שערי טומאה, ושוב לא רצו לסבוח להשם. 50th gate of the Tumah, they're not able to bring korban to Hashem. וזה בפירוש כתוב, וידבר משה כן על בני ישראל, ולא שמעו אל משה מקוצר רוח מעבודה קשה. That's why they say in a pasuk, they did not listen to Moshe because the work it was so hard, it was so impatient. כלומר, הסיבה לא שמעו את משה שיהיו בגלל עבודה קשה, שיעבדו בהם במצרים, because we were working 24 hours. שעל ידי שקעו במ"ט שערי טומאה, and we're able to go to the 49 gates of the טומאה, שלא היו מסוגלים לשמוע דברי קדושה של משה רבנו, and they're not able to listen to משה רבנו of his קדושה. That's why it's very important to come to shiurim, very important to come to the pray, very important when we do shiurim, we're able to concentrate in shiurim. Shiur is the most important thing that we're able to grab from this world. Not Shem, Shem and Tov, not Sigulot, not nothing. Shiur. That we're able to change ourselves. This is the most important thing. If not, then we're going to be busy. Please come. Please come to Shurim. Please come for Tefillah. I don't have time. I was too busy. Last night I went to sleep too late. What'd you do too late? Work over here. Most of the people does not work until 6, 7, 8. What'd you do? 12, 1 o'clock in the morning. What'd you do? There's no work in 12 o'clock unless you're a pharmacist, unless you're a doctor. What do you do? I'm busy. With what you busy? You're busy on the phone, watching. In the morning you can't come. Why you can't come? You can't come in the shul. Why you can't come? Because there's no concentration. There's always distraction. There's always disruption. You cannot concentrate. This is called shibut. This is called galut. This is called exile. That's what it says. הנשמה היא תירה יורדת בשבת לא נפגמה במצרים עד ידי שיבוט. והיינו ודלנו עבודה קשה זה גולם לשקוע מתאר טומאה. הנשמה יתרה בשבת, יתרה לא נפגמה במצרים עד ידי שיבוט על פי סוד. He says every time on Shabbat we accept in the נשמה יתרה. נשמה יתרה, like it says in Shara Kavanot, in the Drush Shabbat, in Chelek Bet, Ariel Kadosh says in it, 3 times a night we're accepting the Neshama Yitera, 3 times in the morning we're accepting the Neshama Yitera. That's why we get up when we say, Boi Kala, we get up in order for us to accept the Nefesh the Narnachi. Then we say, Baruch Hu et Amunai HaMevorach, we accept the Ruach during the night time. Then we say, Ufros Alenu Sukkah Shlomo Alecha, we have to get up, we're accepting the Neshama of the Nefesh Ruach, Neshama Chaya Yechidah. So when we accepted this during the night time, so what happens? Ariel Kadosh says, make sure we each time Mikra Echat Kargum. Like it says in Masechet Barachot, Daf Chet Amud Aleph. We have to read 2 times Torah on Friday and 1 translation to the Onkelos. We have to read it 2 times. Today is Parashat Bahar. We have to read it 2 times tomorrow with the Targum Onkelos. Then afterwards, after the Chatzot, it's good to go to mikvah. If a person does not do this, Arizal says he cannot get the Neshama Yitera. It's a preparation, chachana, preparation. Kol hamachin be'erev Shabbat, ochel b'Shabbat. Somebody is preparing for Shabbat, he's eating. But if a person not preparing, nothing is coming, oh boy kala, zeu, nigmar hasipur. No, that's not the way it works. And Neshama Yitera we're accepting in the morning, on Saturday morning. When you say Nishmat Kol Chai, we're accepting the Nefesh of the day. Ruach, when we say Baruch, before we say Baruch Atah Hashem, Amunai Sifatai Tiftach Fi Yagid Tilatecha. And where? In the morning in Shacharit. We're accepting before the Baruch at the Ruach, the Narnachi. Ruach. And Ayeh Makom Kvodo, it's Ana Nishama. What's the difference? Nefesh, Ruach, Neshama. During the nighttime, what's the difference between during the daytime? Nighttime is considered galut. We have to Galut, the daytime is considered Biat of Mashiach, connecting, which means the nighttime is a Nakeva, which means the female. The daytime is a Zachar. Is a what? Is a male. We're connecting female and male together. But how we're going to do it? We don't read Shtay Mikra Echad Targum. Mikvah, I'm not so sure. So a person has to prepare himself. When he prepares himself for the Nefesh Ruach Neshama, during the nighttime, Nefesh Ruach Neshama, during the daytime of the Shabbat, what he does, the Nun Share Tumah, not able to what? Not able to control them. He cannot be controlled by the Goyim. He cannot be controlled by media. As we know right now, media, it says in New York City, the COVID infection high. Right away you see people, everybody with a mask. But mask does not help. Regardless, people wearing masks, they're still getting sick, if they're getting sick. So we have to be what our Torah says. We have to concentrate. We have to pay attention. When we pay attention, when we come to the Shurim, we're able to concentrate. Everything happens in our life. B'ezrat Hashem, Hashem should give us Barucha, Tzlacha, Sason v'Simcha, B'zchut Rabbi Shimon Bar Yochai, Tashpia Alanu, Shefa, Kedusha, Ta'ara, V'chen Yeratzon v'nomar, Amen.